Hi everyone, it's Julie here, and I'm going to do some training on the Cellsentials based on some of what I learned. I actually got my notes here from Dr. Ladd speaking at our event. Actually spoke 3 times in less than 24 hours, and a lot of the concentration was on the value of the Cellsentials. So first and foremost, something to really keep in mind and consider is the fact that the Cellsentials have evolved over time. So that's a real testament to the fact that USANA is a science-based company, and that the essentials that Dr. Wentz founded the company on have grown and evolved with the scientific research and the developments that have happened within USANA to create a much better product than we had when USANA first started almost 30 years ago. So, you'll see many companies that kind of stick to the same formula. They've done the same thing forever, but USANA goes where the science goes and updates the products as needed based on, just based on what the science goes. So now we have the Cellsentials. So the reason I'm not sharing in full screen is I just want to talk about the patents. So the patents, what's really exciting about the patents is you can actually see the patents, one sec, I don't know if you guys can see if I don't share my screen. Hang on one sec, I think I need to do a new share. So, if I just share my screen. Okay, I think now you'll be able to see whatever I share. So if I look at the patents, if I want to find out what those Cellsentials patents are, so there are 3 provisional patents, which we are of course waiting to be fully issued patents, but there are 3 provisional patents. So method and composition for supporting endogenous systems related to lifespan, methods and compositions for reducing damage associated with oxidative phosphorylation, and methods and compositions for upregulating endogenous antioxidant systems. I'm going to explain a bunch of those words in the next few slides, but there's some really exciting stuff here, and that only exists in USANA. So that's what's super special, is it's only available from the USANA products. So you might find a competing product that maybe they are pharmaceutical grade, which a few companies are now. So when USANA started, no one else was doing that, but now there's a handful of companies that do adhere to pharmaceutical grade GMPs. One thing Dr. Ladd talked about is that USANA tests every single raw material for every single batch, every single time when the product arrives on site. And that most companies don't do that. We're not even sure that there are other companies that sell nutritional supplements that check the raw materials that go into every single batch of the product that is produced. So I just want you to think about that for 1 second. So if you are choosing to not use USANA products, maybe for some of your other supplements, the product is not necessarily, likely not, being tested from a raw material place. So what that means is that when the raw materials arrive at a facility, there's a certificate that says, this is what you've asked for, this is what you get. USANA says, great, thanks for the certificate. We're going to actually quarantine the product until the test comes back to say, this is actually what we asked for. They're also testing for contaminants, right? So that alone already puts the USANA product far ahead of anybody else's products, let alone the fact that we have these patents, these provisional patents on technologies that in the supplement industry, it's so hard to actually do something different than other people that you could actually apply for a provisional patent. So what makes the Cellsentials so powerful? And remember, we're using the Cellsentials every day, twice a day, the foundation of any USANA program. These are also found in the health pack. So if you're using the health pack, you're getting this. This is where, if we could help everybody just to be taking the Cellsentials, this alone would make a dramatic difference in the quality of life for people taking the Cellsentials. So when this product actually first came out, this is from Us as Scientists again. So they actually did what's called a pre-market evaluation for safety and quality of life. So they took employees of USANA, people that were already taking the essentials, and they put them on the Cellsentials. Actually, I think some associates were also involved in these trials. And so they gave them the upgraded formula, but they didn't tell them what was in the new formula, but they had to stop taking the essentials. So, it ended up, and this is a scientific study. So this is actually like doing with scientific protocol. 96 subjects completed completed it over 4 weeks. They did a 36 set of questions to evaluate each subject. So generally, what was found overall is that there were no real adverse events. So we knew the product was safe, and that significant improvements were shown in general health, in vitality, whether one feels tired or worn out, physical activity, bodily pain, social function, emotional and mental health. So all of these things showed statistically significant improvements in 4 weeks. So we know that the product works when taken twice a day as directed over 4 weeks. This product is 2 products. So when you order the Cellsentials, it comes in 2 products. One is the minerals and one is your antioxidants. They work synergistically, but they're packaged in different capsules because of the way the minerals are better delivered in a way that does not work well when they're put with the antioxidants. So they package them in a way that allows the minerals to be better absorbed. Minerals are very difficult for us to absorb. We can't just eat rocks and minerals. Like, they have to be put in a way that our body can recognize and absorb them, and that's what the Cellsentials has. So there are 3 different ways that the Cellsentials help us. So through nourishing, protecting, and renewing our cells. And this is, again, what makes the Cellsentials so different, is this triple action, all in one formula. Does not exist elsewhere. So we were already nourishing ourselves with the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are in the products. Sorry, I'm skipping slides by mistake. So we were already nourishing ourselves. Now what we're doing is we're stepping up the protection and the renewal part of the Cellsentials. So this is interesting to understand. So we know that free radical damage is really what causes, our bodies to age. That's how we age. We rust from the inside out by free radical damage. Free radical production is normal. It's actually a normal bodily process, and our body actually makes antioxidants to help get rid of these free radicals, but some of our antioxidants we get from outside. So exogenous means the antioxidants that come from outside. So for example, vitamin C. So human beings cannot produce vitamin C. We must get it from outside sources. That's why, limes became really important for long voyages across the ocean, because people would get scurvy, which is a lack of vitamin C. And they didn't know what it was, but they knew that if they had fresh limes on board, that the people were not getting scurvy and dying from scurvy the way that they used to. So vitamin C is an example of an antioxidant we're going to get from outside. So it's going to come from our Cellsentials, okay? And they usually have like a 1-to-1 or up to a 1-to-10 ratio, meaning that 1 molecule of vitamin C is going to get rid of 1 antioxidant and neutralize it, or 1 free radical and neutralize it. And up to 10 if it's got grapeseed extract, which helps recycle it. But that's about it. The endogenous antioxidants. So those are the antioxidants that we have within our body. So our body actually makes its own antioxidants. And these antioxidants that are used within our body are so much more powerful. They can be anywhere from 100 to 1,000 times more powerful than the ones we're getting from outside of our body. And what this Cellsentials intelligence technology does is it tells the cells through a chemical signaling pathway to create more of these endogenous antioxidants. So more of the antioxidants that come from inside of our body, the ones that are the most powerful. So if we are creating more antioxidants, the benefit, of course, is that we are neutralizing more free radicals. This is even more important, free radicals for people that are heavy exercisers, for example, or people that are under high stress or smoking or vaping. Those things cause a tremendous amount of free radicals. So it's even more important. But we all are producing free radicals just by breathing. It's a normal part of living. And as I said, the more that we can neutralize our free radicals, the better we are at, of course, avoiding the aging process from free radicals. So, and we don't have to worry, we're never going to be able to neutralize, like we're never going to go out of balance, or we're going to be able to neutralize every single free radical. They are being produced at every moment of every day in our bodies. So we don't have to worry. We're never going to be in it's not possible to be in a place where we have too many antioxidants and not enough free radicals that we're out of balance. So that's the one part that's super important. And it's understanding. So that's like the one critical part. Then the last part is the renewal, which is the part where I was really, I knew about this. Dr. Ladd had talked about this before. I've seen the videos. There are great USANA videos that explain this. But when Dr. Ladd spoke about this again, for some reason, it really made the most sense to me about why this mitochondrial renewal is so, so important. So I'm going to switch back over to Cellsentials. So this is again from Ask the Scientist. So I spoke about, the production of the endogenous antioxidants, those created in cells for the protection, and the activation of mitophagy, a cellular cleanup process to help renew efficient production of the energy that powers your cells. So our cells are being powered. That's what I want to show you, the beautiful picture of a mitochondria. So every cell in your body has a mitochondria. Our regular sort of everyday cells have between 50 to 100. Our liver and brain, for example, have up to 2,500 mitochondria per cell. And in our heart, we have up to 5,000 mitochondria per cell. So whenever we talk about having enough energy to do anything, we are literally talking about these mitochondria. So it's kind of like a cell within a cell. So the mitochondria itself has its own DNA. It reproduces itself, okay? And it's the process that happens inside the mitochondria is what gives us energy. Like it's called ATP, but that's what actual energy is. It comes from these beautiful mitochondria. So I just want to read what it says here, which is to renew your health by supporting youthful cellular function. So when we have our healthy young mitochondria, it produces a lot of energy, this ATP, and has fewer waste products, free radicals, okay? When our mitochondria are damaged or get older, which is a normal bodily process, they actually produce less energy and make more waste. So this is actually what causes damage to our cells. So the body has a natural response to this. It's called mitophagy, where it basically says, okay, the mitochondria aren't working in the cell anymore, time to get rid of it, recycle the components, and make new mitochondria. Okay, that's a normal process that happens in our cells. So as we age and with other lifestyle factors, this process slows down. We have less energy because we're getting older, our cells are more tired. So what the intelligence complex does, okay, and you can read a little, like I'm sharing this as I'm talking because I'm kind of trying to pull out the important things, but you can always read this on Ask the Scientist. So what happens is the nutrients in the intelligence complex of the Cellsentials tells the cell, like signals, does a chemical signal and says, hey, we need to recycle this mitochondria that's not working so well and make new ones. And the cool thing is when you recycle an old mitochondria, you don't just get one, you get two because of what we call cell division or mitosis. So you get two brand new, super healthy mitochondria that can create more energy and fewer waste products. So this is a lot of information, but I just want to point out something that's really interesting about this process. So when So it says, when the cell has limited availability of nutrients, as in the case of caloric restriction, mTOR, which is the process, initiates this mitophagy, okay? So when you are eating well and have abundant of nutrition, there's a reduction in this cell renewal. So what happens is, by introducing the Cellsential, the intelligence complex causes cellular response that mimic those caused by calorie restrictions. This can start cellular housekeeping process that keeps your cells efficient, but you don't have to eat less. So there's a lot of good science around intermittent fasting, and if that's what you've chosen to do, I think it's great. I think for a lot of people, the intermittent fasting is really, really helpful. And this is one of the byproducts of intermittent fasting, is this cell renewal, right? However, for everybody else and those doing intermittent fasting, because it's only going to benefit keeping your cells recycling and renewing as you're doing it, the intelligence complex tells your body to do this. So it initiates the process without having the calorie restriction of something like, for example, intermittent fasting. So that's pretty outstanding. So understanding how powerful it is that we recycle the old components of the cell, of the mitochondria, where energy is produced, and we make new ones. We get 2 for the price of 1 that have fewer waste product and create more energy. So this process, it's unique to the Cellsentials. It comes in the antioxidants. It's proprietary blended 8 ingredients. You don't need to worry about those ingredients, but if you want to know what they are, you can check back in that Ask the Scientist site. Supports the activation of these activities that are signals in the cell. Oh, sorry, here's what's in the complex. 2 of these things are actually, again, exclusive to USANA, so the Mariva bioavailable curcumin and USANA's patented olive oil, olive fruit extract. So they nourish your cells, right? We talked about this, nourishing your cells with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. That's the first thing. And the majority of supplements on the market that are higher quality or pharmaceutical grade will do the nourishment part. That's why you take a supplement in the first place. Then we have this enhanced antioxidant protection, where we're telling ourselves to create more of our internal antioxidants, those endogenous inside antioxidants, to neutralize free radicals. And then not only are we neutralizing more free radicals, and then we are renewing the parts of the cell, those mitochondria, that are producing less energy and creating more waste, into actually creating new mitochondria that have more energy and less waste. So when you think about all of the things that happen due to aging, for example, our brain function changes, we go into menopause, our joints maybe start to hurt more, all of these things that are associated to aging, they can all lead back to this process of mitochondrial decay. So we can have a positive effect on this mitochondrial decay simply by choosing to take the Cellsentials every single day. So I just want to, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I want to add. There's so much goodness in these products, and USANA has a great line of supplements and of, you know, other supplements that we can take on top of this. I mean, our BioMega, our fish oil is so pure that you're not going to be, you know, getting any harmful heavy metals or anything. Obviously, vitamin D, super critical and important. But first and foremost, making the decision and the choice to take the Cellsentials twice a day, every day, for the rest of your life can make a substantial difference at the cellular level and how we feel as we're aging. I remember years ago when I first started with USANA, I remember listening to, they used to have these USANA CDs that we would get. And I remember listening to Dr. Tim Wood talk about the essentials at the time. And he said, if you understood what Dr. Wentz had designed in these essentials, you would never miss a dose for the rest of your life. And I feel that that's even more true now with the Cellsentials. You know, sometimes my clients take a half dose for whatever reason. Sometimes it's because of, maybe it's a financial decision. But what's really interesting is, USANA made this product at the optimal dose and the optimal nutrition for your cells. So even if it is a little bit more of a financial investment to take the product twice a day, every day, for your cells and for what this does at a cellular level, you need to be taking it every single day, twice a day. I think in a month, I probably miss 1 or 2 doses at the most. I notice right away when I miss it. I do spread out my doses throughout the day. I take the Cellsentials with iron. I have a little bit of a hard time because it can make me feel a little bit nauseous if I don't have enough food in my stomach. But that's okay. I just eat a bit more food before I take the Cellsentials. I wouldn't miss it. I just make it simple. And one thing I want you to think about too is USANA isn't about the cheapest ingredients or the cheapest process or anything. It's about the best value for your dollar versus the cost. So when we understand the value of the Cellsentials, which is what I've tried to do in this video, the cost then sort of makes sense because it's this investment in your cellular nutrition twice a day, every day for the rest of your life. And this is definitely not going to replace food. Okay. Please eat real food, eat food, but this isn't stuff you're going to get from your food. It's just not, it just doesn't exist in this way in the food that we eat. Even for those that are eating a completely organic whole food diet, this is not at all going to replace, it's just not possible. You're not going to get these eight things of the intelligence complex in any one meal. It's just not going to happen. So it is a huge investment in your cells and your future nutrition. So yeah, I'm just checking my notes to make sure that we didn't forget anything. But if everything we go back to, everything we think about, always going back to this mitochondrial decay caused by the free radicals, and USANA is giving us the nutrition our cells need to nourish, protect, and renew so that we can have more energy and feel our best every single day. And the best way to do that is to invest in taking your Cellsentials twice a day with food every single day, the rest of your life. Yep, that's why we have a monthly order program. We save you money, by choosing to do that, but it's so worth it. So whether you're watching this video, you're already taking the USANA products and maybe you just needed a reminder about why the Cellsentials are so fantastic, or maybe you are thinking about why should I switch to the USANA Cellsentials over any other brand, get in touch with me or the person who shared this video with you, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. There's a lot of science in here. I will reference all the links that I shared as well after when I posted this video. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. And I'm so excited that I chosen to partner with USANA for this incredible technology that it's just really, really, really revolutionary. And I hope you'll make the choice to take your Cellsentials twice a day. That's it.